Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha. Okay, another one, brand new, never heard of this. As a matter of fact, this is a revamp of a song. Never heard that. That's when an artist apparently does their original version and decides to go ahead and take the song and do it again. In this case, completely different, and I don't know how. But what I did do, I did listen to the one that was not revamped because I figured, well, why not just A-B it, right? So I have heard this guy sing, and I did hear the original falling in reverse. I'm not a vampire, so this is going to be very interesting. I've never heard of the revamp thing. If you have, let me know. So anyhow, let's do this. Falling in reverse. I'm not a vampire. Thank you guys for your support. Any ads run, it's a copyright claim. Doesn't support my channel. You want to support me? Cup of coffee, be beautiful. You can buy me a cup of coffee. It also helps me what I do with the kids. The link for the cup of coffee, the kids, this track, and supporting merch and Spotify will be down below. So let's do this. All right. All right, talk about revamped. That's crazy. Apparently, if you've heard the original one, which is, you know, a complete metal track performance of this, I don't know if I'm going to guess that he is also the composer on this. And if that's the case, that just raises the flag that I've always been flying even higher on how amazingly talented people can be behind what you think they are as an artist. And what I mean by that is that, okay, and this is a really good case. When I first heard the first track, I was going, all right, listen to this rock track and all this. And then coming around to this revamp version, if he's the composer of this, this is like the hidden genius probably that is like really boiling behind the persona. And it's beautiful, it's wonderful. This piece of work, if you took out the voice, this piece of work is a beautiful kind of, you know, it's dark, it's heavy, but it's beautiful because of the way the piano is being played, you know, the patterns that are being played with the chord changes and the step-ups in the chord shifts. Without getting too much into that because, you know, my breakdowns, even though I'm a composer, I'm the old composer, hence the Decomposer Lounge. When I do what I do, it's for the pure listener, not for the musician, pulling out these subtle little nuances. So when it first opened up, you know, you had these really nice patterns that were being played on the piano. And it kind of reminds me of a pattern that I might write for a harp. Now, if you really think about it, a piano is a harp laying down. You know, a lot of people really don't think about a piano that way. Of course not. You think of a piano as a piano. But it's like a harp, you know, the big harp, boop, laying down. So a lot of those patterns and stuff like that can be translated, what he's playing in a harp. And so I love those kind of patterns and stuff. And they get you into kind of a like a nice groove, if you would. In this case, semi-classical. Then there are some keyboard synth pads behind it, some long notes that are being held with some kind of hollow sounds and stuff, but they're very ethereal sounding. Then the strings come in, and as they come in, of course, they're holding their. It's a counter melody that's being written against the pattern that's being played. And in the mix, it's kind of pushed up hot and out. But the one thing that I can't get away from is this guy's voice. This guy is a unbelievable vocalist. Thus far, I'm only 2 minutes into the track. It's absolutely stunning. And then of course when the power comes in, it's not like it's a traditional orchestra, you know, but the message that that part of the composition conveys is this big growth of, you know, this powerful. It would be equivalent to a hook, and the guitars come in and, you know, blow it out there. I couldn't necessarily discern the essence of the power. Was that a full string section with a, you know, I didn't, because I was a little involved in the song. That's the thing about doing a first time listen reacts. If I'm listening to a few things, and I'm also, you know, the older I get, the better I was. My favorite saying, doesn't mean that my brain is locking into too many things at once. But the performance is absolutely epic. So let's listen to a little more here, see what we got.
I'm an addict, and Daddy should have never raised me on Black Sabbath. I can feel it in my bones, coursing through my veins. When did I become so cold? For goodness sakes, where is my self-control? If home is where my heart is, then my heart has lost all. When will you mortals believe?
Okay, one of the things that's really super cool is that the power is coming in behind it. Even though, like I said, I couldn't quite discern what it was. If, you know, it sounds like it's synth program that has the feeling of French horns in the background or a brass section in the background that's giving it the orchestra feel with a little bit of sizzle on top of it. And then obviously when I stopped and restarted really quick, I went, well, the real power and the real essence of like that gothic, dark sounding, haunting, you know, horror movie kind of choral arrangement with all the beautiful voices in the back and everything. Something else I wanted to point out too that's really super cool. A little trickery in the engineering, which I really love this, where there's parts of his vocals that have the beautiful reverb on it and might be like a nice hall or a large hall reverb on it. And then in areas, it cuts completely out and it gets very dry. And a lot of times where I hear that happening is that when he has these beautiful long notes and these phrases that he's saying with this just beautiful melody of his, then he gets into an area where he wants it, or the producer and everybody wants it to be very intimate and kind of give you that essence of space. Remember how I told you there's that, you know, space and is just as much as part of a mix than filling that space, you know what I mean? Creating kind of like this little quieter area in there. So I just wanted to bring that up really quick.
Where my heart is, then my heart has lost. sharpen my teeth, 'cause I love the way it feels when I sink into your skin and draw the only thing that's real. You don't believe me. Should I write it in blood? You better drive that fucking stake right down my heart and try and run.
Okay, I'll get back and finish this off. Looks like we're gonna power out on this. When the music all came down and you heard me and you saw me go, see how they kind of upped the reverb so it really carried long, so it kind of took you into a long, dark hall kind of, sense and an emotion here. And what I really loved about this is that the combination of using the piano and this style of production, this dramatic classical style production, is that the use of the synths that we heard after it slowed down, his note hung out and she's laying there in the bathtub, and you hear these chord changes. It's not like they tried to emulate a string section or anything. It was a great decision to choose a great sound that has a very slow attack. And what that means is, just because my hands go and hold it down, it doesn't automatically hit at 100% velocity. It goes up, it swells up, and then a long release, but a very gritty, it's digital, but it's got an analog square saw kind of vibe. And I just loved how the choice of that, how they used that right there. And it was really, really super cool. Also listening to the passage and stuff, there's something else too that I just don't get to hear a lot. And I'm an old piano guy and stuff. I love to hear the hammers hit that piano string. There's just a certain sound that you just, when a lot of us play keyboards, what we do with our work, or if we do, unless that playing that live piano, and you hear the hammers hitting the string, especially in this way that it's being played, in this slow patterns that are being played right through that passage. So apparently now we're about to get our asses handed to us, so here we go.
Should I write it in blood? You better drive that fucking stake right down my heart and try and run, motherfucker! I'm a vampire! Seven, I can feel it in my bones, coursing through my veins, and I become so cold for goodness sake. It's like self-control. Revamp is where my heart is, and my heart has lost all. Heart has fucking lost all. Heart has lost
Wow. If I am, I'm just blown away by the production of this and the composition, and it's such a step off from the original track that I heard. This is the revamped, and excuse me, and like I said, amazing. If this is him, if this is his work and his arrangement and his composition, the future for him is so powerful that it's a guy like him that does a Danny Elfman move. And what I mean by that is they start off in music and pop music, rock music, whatever, and they keep going, and the trajectory of the talent and the skill set would take you into theater or into films and stuff. That right there could have been, that style of composition, that style of performance could have been in any musical. Imagine that as musical, the way it was even produced, this video, and I don't try not to watch the videos too much. I obviously am not listening to the lyrics. I know, wait, before you pull out a stake or a silver bullet. It's only because I treat the singer as a musician because this is his voice, and then that's the last thing I want to end on. What an amazing, capable voice! It's unbelievable the fact that he has this beautiful tones when he's going to hit these softer notes and these really elegant, very gentle notes, and then he turns around and he does what he just did, in the last minute and a half with this powerful and I don't know much about the singing aspect. I've learned a lot about growling and how there's, how the growling singers use different parts of their voices and stuff. But this sound like it came from here, from deep within, connected all the way down to the lava of the planet, and it just came spewing out with confidence and power, and didn't leave me like, is he going to hit that note? Is he pushing too hard? I mean, he just has such an incredible ability. So thank you so much for suggesting this to me. Falling in Reverse. I did, like I said, I heard the unrevamped, the original, and now I want you to tell me a few tracks if you think I should continue on this journey that I should listen to. But this was a great experience. This is a great way to start my morning. I'm so blown away. Anyhow, thank you guys so much. Like I say, if you see fit, you want to support the channel because you know that these videos don't monetize for my channel, go ahead and buy me a cup of coffee if you'd like. Yay! Link is down below, and that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I am going to come up with another one tonight for you guys, so I'm going to try to keep up with 2 a day. To heck with the algorithm of YouTube. I'm just going to put out because I feel like I'm going to put out. Confun it. All right, guys, take care. Aloha.